Diplomatic immunity is designed to allow diplomats to carry out their functions in foreign countries without the threat of arbitrary arrest on what might be trumped-up charges. Sometimes diplomats take advantage of the rules, knowing they can't be prosecuted. Frequently, diplomatic immunity is invoked over relatively minor offenses such as parking tickets. Other times, infractions can be far more serious. Jim Spellman has been looking into this issue.
The roots of diplomatic immunity go back as far as the ancient Greeks and Romans, and the practice continues today, of course, but can occasionally cause big problems.
The idea is simple. For diplomats posted in foreign countries to do their jobs effectively, they need to be shielded from laws that may be far different from the laws in their own countries.
Diplomats here can conduct themselves and basically carry on without being stopped, without being harassed, essentially.
But as with the Cobra case, applying immunity can be problematic. Questions of who gets immunity, how diplomats are treated, and why justice can seem elusive for victims can lead to international tensions. In 2011, French citizen Dominique Strauss-Kahn, then managing director of the IMF, was accused of sexually assaulting a maid in a New York hotel.
There's no doubt here that Mr. Strauss-Kahn can invoke the immunity upon motion.
Americans were shocked that immunity could include crimes like attempted rape. A judge rejected the immunity claim, but the case fell apart when serious credibility questions raised doubts about the accuser's story. In 1997, the deputy ambassador to the U.S. from the Republic of Georgia sped down this street in Washington, D.C.'s DuPont Circle neighborhood, causing a 5-car pileup that injured 4 and killed a teenage girl. He was later found to be intoxicated at the time of the accident and claimed diplomatic immunity. There was public outrage when it seemed the diplomat could escape justice, but Georgian authorities later waived immunity, and the diplomat pled guilty to manslaughter and served jail time in the U.S. and in Georgia. And in 2011, American Raymond Davis shot and killed 2 men in Pakistan. The U.S. State Department initially made a claim of diplomatic immunity, but it was later revealed that Davis was a CIA contractor. The shooting set off widespread protests in Pakistan. After the victims' families received a $2.3 million payoff, Davis was released and sent back to the U.S. He has never been prosecuted for the shootings.
One of the main points of diplomatic immunity is to avoid the kind of retaliations we're seeing in the Cobra case, but the problem often is figuring out exactly who gets immunity and for what crimes, Mike.
And you know what's interesting is police, they deal with crime all the time. They're not used to taking a step back and saying, if they see something, normally they move in. So how do they deal with this?
The State Department here in the United States puts out this booklet for local police officers here in the United States, guiding them. But I tell you, it's really confusing at best when you read through it. There are many levels of diplomatic immunity that apply to different crimes, and even this book acknowledges that it can seem patently unfair to not arrest and prosecute somebody who's committed a serious crime. And that's really one of the big tensions you see here. Local police forces, they just want to do what they see as being right for their citizens, but there's a bigger picture involved.
Yeah, really interesting stuff. Thanks so much. It was nice to see that kind of context.